Hi there! Welcome to the Electrain channel where you are just about to watch our new video. Today we are presenting a charming extravagance. This should be about a very nice item. Some will say it can be about a real wonder, but we are about to convince you that it is just very, very, very nice. This video may not achieve more than 100 views in the next 2 years, but it doesn't matter, as YouTube audiences for such content prefer hundreds of images of locomotives painted in various colors and schemes, showing little interest in the real content of a train. It seems that for many model train enthusiasts, aside from the diorama scenery and locomotives of all types, nothing else matters, and this is not Metallica. And that's a pity, as there is no charm without a complete and eventually long train, and only the wagons can create such effect. There's a lot to unpack in these two train sets, and not just visually, but also in terms of other offered options. So let's get started with the rest of the chapters. Still, there are minor issues that weren't necessarily sought after. Despite its luxury price tag and execution, we evaluate it as a product of sufficiently high quality. The small electronic contact bug presented by us, yes, it may be a common occurrence in the H0 scale models industry sometimes, but in our opinion it is not to be allowed to ever exist at the price point of €900 LS models. Another small bug can be noticed when coupling wagons with short couplers. We filmed this train with long couplers to avoid damaging the buffers, a habit of the infamous diorama's abnormal rail tracks that put a heavy strain on every item we film. However, we will demonstrate how the short coupling types behave with these lovely passenger cars, and there is a slight regret here as the cars are not perfectly close together even on perfectly straight track. Anyway, while the long coupling may look silly as seen in the video, we choose this option for the sake of the models and just created an opportunity here to see what the train would look like with all cars coupled using both coupling systems. The wagons are a bit slow, but they do not create a particular impediment for the optimally constructed dioramas. Due to the electricity capture system from the track, the wagons are easily braked. but they help each other in full train format, while in the single car demo you can better understand the aspect emphasized by our presentation. Paradoxically, this introduced through this set an aspect of realism of the dynamics of a long-running train rather than a reproach of the evaluating collector. The recent 7+2 formula provided by LS Models creates some problems when it is desired to display all carriages in full long train mode. Yes, of course, we can always push or pull the train along a long route, film it in the distance, and that's about it. But it makes for a complete presentation? No, certainly not. So we will try here a quick formula to allow for a proper acquaintance. So please count fast up to 9. There is nothing extreme about the details delivered, anything too gaudy or too faded in the colors applied to the paint scheme or in the details of any kind that reproduce almost fanatically, faithfully the original that once roamed Europe. Speaking of details, since the marking TRIX Rheingold version a few years back, we've yet to encounter a model with the company logo represented in relief on the cases, providing a heightened sense of realism around the wagon. So, here we are, where we really got lost ourselves in details. LS Models has spared with no hesitation, no expense in adding plenty of them, both inside and outside. First, we've tested the hard way the durability to dispel any doubts in regarding. While our testing might not have been the most delicate, it was necessary to provide you with an accurate assessment of its resilience. The technical inscriptions at the base of the body of each wagon look like exquisite lace embroidery, inviting you to admire them closely with a magnifying glass, akin to studying every detail as if you were looking at old photographs inside a library. Don't think for a second that LS Models skimmed on the details for any of the wagons in these sets. Each model exhibits an excellent uniformity of craftsmanship that strangely suggests a kind of pleasant but far from monotonous monotony, quite the contrary, with the collector's interest constantly maintained from the 1st to the 9th wagon. Nothing was forgotten. For example, both baggage wagons are reproduced in the logic of the accuracy of realism detailing, so that at each end the wagons have a shorter or longer bellows to simulate the passage between the wagons or for the appearance of the end of the train.
seas were one sea, if all the trees were one tree, if all the dreams were one dream, what a sweet dream this would be. If all the world was one world, if all the thoughts were one thought, if all the seas were one sea, what a deep thought, what a sweet dream, what a great sea, what a bright world this would be. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see, and I think and I know it's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful day.
Oh, it looks so beautiful. If that wasn't beautiful, we really don't know what else can be presented as so beautiful. It is practically the first time, at least for us, to experience such an impressive lighting system implemented and rendered in H0 models. And that's because LS Models decided not only to add some light inside the models, but also to configure that color and that intensity of the light to reproduce what really belonged to the real model. The fact that they took care to adapt the lighting to the true historical appearance of the models represented is a big plus in our opinion for LS Models. From the perspective of the rendered lighting, they confirmed the desired notoriety for the ModelsWorld brand. It also offers rear lights, unfortunately only for one baggage car, and more importantly for what we mentioned about the interior light, it also comes with corridor lights. This is a real waste of the light, so to speak. We can't recall any other product of this type where the interior lights have been specially designed to reproduce the authentic historical atmosphere in dark conditions. The models can be equipped with decoders for a much more realistic effect. The decoder is not absolutely necessary, but it would certainly enhance the realism of this train through lighting. Even the window blinds are opaque to that level of realism that renders the fact that the light is on in the compartment. It almost makes you wonder who the passenger might be making the trip. Unlike the last edition Rheingold from Brava, heavily digitized at wagon level to control various lighting sources, LS Models stays somewhere on the border between digital and analog, allowing you to digitize but first giving you the analog version with the ability to adjust the intensity of the light. Somehow romantic. The direct version offered from the factory seems to us one of the most realistic that could be implemented, and in a unique way LS Models proposes for the first time finesse and lace in the interior lighting of some wagons, in the sense that the intensity and distribution of the lights renders a realism that cooperates excellently with the rendering of the model itself through the manufacturing molds. We could even say that the realism of the interior lighting of these carriages is above the realism of the shape and colors rendered by the carriages themselves. Good job, LS models. Thus, we are inviting you to watch it one more time. No, correction please, to admire it one more time. Enjoy. Next, you will be delighted to hear the natural track clank sound while the train is in motion, a feature not as pronounced in other models, where the bogie and wheel support systems seem calibrated to produce this pleasing effect. Mind the track clank noise, please. The locomotives in the video were able to pull 7 or even 9 cars on the track inferno of the infamous diorama, but our wrong concept of train tracks was causing the first 2 cars to overturn due to their inability to take the strain of the rest of the train's weight. However, you are left with a total of 9 carriages, which can easily be split into 2 distinct trains, replicating historical compositions heading east or south. Insisting that the 7+2 configuration of this set is too large for small dioramas is not necessarily true, as the 9 wagons can easily form 2 respectable trains on small dioramas. Because, friends of the channel, anything is possible on our dioramas, isn't it? Or any game story is possible, and a train of 4 to 5 cars is even a respectable one on small dioramas, isn't it? Until next time, be safe and well, everyone.